Howdy, y'all. This week's House of the Week is 24003 Sharptree Court in Spring Woodlands. In my neighborhood, the list price is $405. The listing brokerage is Compass. Today I wanted to talk about curb appeal and staging. For instance, this is a great house on the inside, but you would never even want to take a peek in it because it kind of blends in with the rest of the neighborhood. It looks like every other house. You can tell that it's had some fresh mulch down, but there's nothing really eye-catching about it. So we will start with the outside, obviously. It doesn't take much to just add a little something, even a little color. You can see on the right here they do have some sort of yellowish plant there, but even so, just even two bold colored pots on the entry would be great, or just a little color around the edge. You could do petunias, pansies. Those are all pretty inexpensive and great. I do like this area here, and I'll tell you why. A lot of people you see put a volcano around their trees, but what ends up happening is it slows the growth of the tree and sometimes eventually kills it. So you want to make sure that from the trunk out, you have about 2 feet where you can see the roots. A lot of people put a lot of plants right here around their tree, and it kind of inhibits the growth. But if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But just for the health of your tree, that's a little note to consider. Okay, so that's the front side of the house. We could even maybe possibly, again, put a little color here and here, and there's kind of a different view. Okay, we're gonna pause here. So here is the entry to as you walk in, to the left would be the study, and you walk into the dining room. You'll see over here, this is actually a nice curved staircase, very pretty. Simple tile, bright colors. It's not all gray. I know everybody loves gray these days, but let me tell you something. When you're looking at houses and you walk into someone's house, you want to be like, oh, this was so 2020 something, 2019 something. So when using quote unquote neutrals, don't get carried away with them. Your classic neutrals will always be white, off-white, cream, beige. Those are always a little bit more neutral. And when I say neutral, I mean neutral by not just on the color wheel, but neutral by personality. So when someone walks into a house that has white walls or off-white walls, they can picture what color they want to put on those walls. Whereas if you have a dark gray or even a medium gray, people walk in and that's kind of what they see. And to some people, gray is kind of a sad color. So keep that in mind. But they kept this very light and bright. They have a dark table, but they have light chairs. So that makes sure that the room stays light, and they have their pop of color right here. Very nicely done. You don't have to have something on every single wall. For instance, here you don't really need a huge sign that says, hey, we're blessed. Look at my house. This is going to be a farmhouse house and we're blessed. I mean, it's cute, but again, you don't need something on every single wall. Sometimes, depending on the wall, it'll make either shrink the wall or grow the wall. Usually, when you have a lot of stuff on your walls, it'll shrink the room or the wall. So keep that in mind when you're staging your house. So here's another shot of the dining room. Again, very pretty. They have dark tables, but they have light accessories and they have their pops of color. So they have the teal standing lamp and the teal patterned curtains. And if you notice, they've mixed textures and they've mixed patterns, which is great. It's very appealing to the eye, and it looks good in pictures. If you notice the way they took the pictures, they took the picture from the farthest angle away, and it kind of, for lack of a better word, it fish eyes out. Fish eye isn't the proper term, but we're just going to keep going here. So again, you're walking through. Here's a hallway. Here is the living room. Very nice. I love this pop of color back here. It's kind of your little statement wall. It's kind of an understated fireplace, but that's okay. Again, you don't need things up here, but I think what this does, it draws your attention over here so that you can see that these are very tall walls, tall ceilings, open and bright. They did this very well. It looks open, clean, very pretty. So here's from another angle in the living room. Again, you can kind of see the curved staircase, how pretty that is, very pretty. And if you notice, another thing that if you want to stage your home to get the best use of your space, you want to use smaller furniture. In this case, this is just a regular sofa, probably 7 foot, 8 foot sofa. You do see the overstuffed arms. So when you have overstuffed arms, again, that kind of takes up your space. The bigger cushions, it makes things look a little smaller. They have a lot of space to work with here, so they did need to fill the room. The ceilings are tall, so you want to make sure that it doesn't look like it's empty, but you want it to make it look cozy. And the best way to do that is to do what they've done here. They use warm colors, and even though this is a bigger piece of furniture, it's a single piece of furniture. Notice they don't have any chairs or ottomans around here. It's just the coffee table, the sofa, and then the entertainment center on the inside. Here's the living room from a different angle. We'll get into the kitchen in a minute, but again, you can see they used some pops of color, but then they have very neutral colors. Look at this. So there's a love seat. And again, it doesn't look crowded at all. In fact, it's okay. I'm not a huge fan of blocking windows, but this still looks okay. It's still very appealing to the eye. Here's an angle from the kitchen. So my favorite is when you come to a house and they do not have a breakfast bar. I feel like breakfast bars are a waste of space, and here they've used an island that gives you a lot of serving space. Very clean, very clear. They have their greenery, so they've got their pops of color there. Very nice. Again, if you see this area here, we'll get closer to it, but they have chairs that they can put under the island so that they don't take up space, but they have plenty of seating. If, say, you're watching a football game or something in the living room, there's plenty of ways to view it, if you have company, that is. Of course, you can always eat at the island and watch a football game too. So here again, very simple. They have a smaller table, only 4 chairs. They have their pops of color. Again, is that necessary? No. I mean, this might be someone's house that they lived in, and I'm sure it is, and I'll show you why in a second. But again, just some other things that could add to the viewer's eye is maybe some knobs and pulls that might, add a little something to it, but it's fine. You don't need them. Still very pretty. It's gray, but it's not so much. They've got their neutrals in here. It's muted, almost monochromatic, but I want you to notice something. If you haven't noticed it already, in houses that they're taking pictures of or they're showing, they usually turn all the lights on, and that's to give the home the feel that it's bright. So sometimes what people do is when you go into a home that's ready to show and they have all the lights on, turn all the lights off. The other thing they do, if you can, let's see if we can zoom in. Yeah, look at that. See where that little windowsill is? If you can tell, there are no screens on the windows. So something else that people do is they take the screens off the windows so you get even more light in the house. So if you're setting your house up for sale and you want it to look bright and beautiful, it helps to take the screens off. Okay, let's keep going. Another angle of the bathroom or the bedroom. The bathroom, simple. It could use a pop of color, but still pretty and clean. That's what you're looking for. Okay, this is how you know someone lives here. Now, my advice to my clients is before you get your pictures taken, when you put your house up for sale, and if you're doing showings, you need to dwindle down the closet. This looks overstuffed, crowded. It is not an attractive picture. What I suggest always is taking all the shoes out that you don't wear regularly, taking all the clothes out that you don't wear regularly, and stick with certain colors. Keep all your neutrals, and then put them either in rainbow order or lightest to darkest. So for instance, I would just use maybe like these clothes here and pull out all of that. Maybe keep a couple dresses, only use a couple shirts, but then I would keep them like black, whites, beiges, and then maybe some other muted colors, and clean up this closet. Look at all of these shoes. That is insanity. This makes this closet look super crowded. It does look like it's a big closet, but at the same time, your eye is so focused on all of this mess that you're like, what does this picture actually add to this house? This picture does nothing to the group's pictures. We've seen some gorgeous pictures prior to this, and then we stop here, and this is the master bedroom closet, and you see this travesty. So what you want to do, keep like maybe 3 to 5 pairs of shoes if you have this many shoes, right? Clear out your closet. It's good that they have hangers that are all about the same color. We could move these around so that this side doesn't look so crowded. Maybe put one over here and then have one over here. But all of this has got to go. Instead, I would put some pretty boxes, a little bit of greenery, maybe a boot or two up here, maybe your shoe or two up here. I definitely would clear this out though before I would take my pictures. And you'd be surprised how many people are just turned off. Oh my God, that closet though. It's crazy, but it happens. Moving on. I kind of stuck around in the closet because I was like, what the hell? You have all these beautiful pictures and then you run into this. So let's see. Okay, here's another room. This is perfect. Super cute. You've got your accent wall. You've got not a ton of furniture in there. It doesn't look huge, and it's got the trends in the accessories, not on the walls, and this works perfectly. Again, here's another shot. Very nice, simple and pretty. Continuing on, another room, simple and pretty, not a whole lot. I would add a little greenery in there, just a little. Bathroom, very nice home. Again, super cute game room. Nice color choices. This part is gorgeous. I love curved staircases, as I'm sure other people do. I would have done a little something more here, but it doesn't necessarily need it. Sometimes less is more, and that's what they did here. Another angle. Again, you can see how tall those ceilings are. Here is, I guess, a game room area, living area. Very nice, simple. It's got color. It looks warm and cozy. Here's another angle. Blocking the window again, not my favorite. I moved a little too fast there. But again, it's cozy. This furniture though shrinks the room. These overstuffed couches definitely shrink the room. In fact, I would have gotten rid of the love seat and left the chair, or had the love seat and just the chair. But with this kind of overstuffed furniture, it does shrink the room quite a bit, and it doesn't look as big as its potential. Here's the office again, simple and pretty. Media room, again, simple and pretty. Bathroom. Here, I think they didn't pay too much attention to, but you can kind of see an overall theme in the house. This style, this pattern, this is like, to me, reminds me of someone that filled their whole house with things from Target. It's a little outdated, but at the same, Target is not a bad thing, by the way. I've got lots of things from Target in my home, but it's still got the color. It still serves its purpose. It gives the room warmth, even though it's just a bathroom. You know, a lot of people spend a lot of time in the bathroom and they want to feel cozy in there. So why not give something that makes it feel cozy? So moving on. Backyard. Backyards are important, especially if you have kids and pets. We'll stop here for a second. If you notice, when you walked out, you walked right into a dining set. I may have maybe just used a bistro there and maybe have put the dining set somewhere over here. I really need to kind of be in the backyard for that. Obviously they have new landscaping. I would even see they have white flowers in these pots, but they didn't put anything in this pot. I would probably put something in those pots too, just to kind of make them show up more, because just because the pool's blue, it pulls it, but it doesn't really make it pop. This has very little backyard, but it's, you know, it's a pool. It's a nice pool. And there you have it. So I hope you pulled some things out of that for your own staging or for your own home sale. But if you have any questions or you're interested in this home, feel free to contact me and we can talk. Thanks. Have a great day. And don't forget to visit AuntEdie'sHouse.com. Say bye.